We are back with another review, and this time it is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And you may be asking yourself, didn't Jason die in the last movie? Wasn't it the final chapter? And you would be correct on both of those points. Except for one thing. Money! For this outing, the film is directed by Danny Steinman, written by Martin Katrosser, Danny Steinman, and also David Cohen. And Tommy Jarvis is played by two actors in this one. Corey Feldman returns, only for a brief cameo because he was filming Goonies at the time. And the other actor is John Shepard. Actor Dick Wayne plays Roy/Jason, but Jason's also played by an uncredited stunt actor named Tom Morga. So this time the film picks up with none other than Corey Feldman's Tommy Jarvis. And he's walking through the woods in the rain and stumbles upon none other than the grave of Jason Voorhees himself. And he bears witness to a couple of grave robbers who decide it's a good idea to dig him up, which we all know isn't a good idea at all. Jason is literally worm food, but that doesn't stop him from demolishing these two grave diggers and spotting Tommy in the woods and exacting his revenge. But alas, it was all a dream sequence. So we catch up with Tommy, who is a lot older now, and I'm not sure how big of a time skip this is supposed to be, but Tommy went from like 8 to 35 real quick. That first encounter with Jason really has him all screwed up. He went from a high security mental hospital to this cushy one that lets all of the insane people just kind of run around. And it's really kind of sad. Tommy thinks about his mother and sister a lot, but we get no real explanation as to what's happened to them. They really tried to paint Tommy in this movie as some kind of psychopath, and maybe even the killer. He gets a taste of his own medicine when he meets Reggie, a kid that really has the same taste as him when he was his age, but totally returns the favor in quick succession. We meet Ethel and her son, which are both equally fantastic.
And they're all crazy!
You tell 'em, Ma!
And she has to be one of my favorite characters in the whole series. She just flips off the cops and leaves. Amazing. Now, whether you recognize this young man chopping wood or not, he played Suicide from Return of the Living Dead. Then we meet Joey, and he loves candy. And laundry, apparently. These girls get pissed when he tries to share his chocolate, and gets it all over their clean laundry, and chases him away. So he decides to go share candy with Suicide, and in turn, commits suicide. And when the paramedics show up, it's just too late. The chocolate bar couldn't be saved. Good grief, what a terrible place. And since he's an orphan, there's nothing more they can do, so they bag him up and ship him off to the morgue. But paramedic Roy Burns seems to care much more than that blonde asshole that came to help him.
Come on, Roy.
We get a couple of 50s greasers whose cars broke down on the side of the road.
You're the one who keeps fucking around with this thing, so get off your ass and you fix it.
I'm hunting Wabbit.
Cold-blooded.
He returns and finds that it's easier to slice than dice. Tommy has the night sweats, and I think maybe he took too much Viagra. And holy shit, what the hell? Everyone comes to breakfast except Tommy and Joey. And it's not like Joey to miss a meal. Sorry, too soon.
You don't set a place for a dead person.
Tommy shows up and decides that the best way to introduce himself is to Roddy Piper this jackass through the kitchen table. Haggis McGee is back to chew on some scenery, and Roy Burns is back and seems much happier this time, picking up the dead.
You talking to me, Sheriff? Get them out of here.
For no reason, we get this douchey guy and his waitress girlfriend eating some nose candy and getting ready for a hot date, apparently. And we get a jump scare. Boyfriend killed. Thanks, psycho killer. And everyone knows drugs and or sex in these films equal death. Tommy has another vision of Jason. But is it all in his head? The sheriff sure doesn't think so.
It's Jason Voorhees.
These kids are all just horny cannon fodder. Hey, this pervert gets it. They never really learn, do they? Is this a Cropsy cameo?
Strap in, son. This is going to be a great time.
Yeah, take the violent psychopath with you. That's safe. Ominous music plays as they drive down the road, which makes no sense at all. And here's our Return of the Living Dead cameo. Reggie's brother, played by Miguel Nunez.
You've been around the world as long as your big brother have. You get things.
Tommy gets freaked out by a hotel sign. And Ethel's crazy unhinged son makes an appearance, but Tommy makes quick work out of him. Then he goes for a nice jog to burn off some steam.
Reggie!
Then we get the greatest scene in any Friday film ever.
Oh!
Hey, you okay?
The damn enchiladas scene. They laugh. They sing.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
And then they die. Ethel and her son are so unhinged and ridiculous, it's insane. Oops. Lost his head. And then the best character in the film meets her demise. Jake tries to get lucky, but his girlfriend is cruel, crazy, and just laughs at him.
I didn't mean it.
Completely normal behavior, by the way. When that doesn't work out, he goes to the next best thing.
No.
That doesn't work out either, so he goes, oh my good holy cow! Jake's not girlfriend decides to take a nap. We get a nice punk song. And our killer decides to dance to his own tune. Reggie finds the bodies, and Pam returns.
Pam, what's the matter?
They're in Tommy's room, so of course, they think he did it. But in bursts none other than Jason Voorhees. They run and find the ambulance and its dead driver. Jason continues to chase them through the woods, and we find our other counselor. And just like that, Reggie's grandpa gets dropped through the window like a sack of taters. Because I guess taters get thrown through windows, I don't know. The chase continues through the rain until Reggie very slowly drives a tractor into Jason. You heard me. He very slowly drives a tractor into Jason. But he's not dead, surprise! They take shelter in the barn and Jason pursues. Alright, we're gonna Texas chainsaw his ass. Well, shit. Tommy comes to the rescue. Well, maybe. After a brief struggle, Tommy makes his way up the ladder to join the others. And Jason quickly or slowly follows. Surprise, motherfucker! Unexpectedly, Reggie saves the... Oh my gosh! Psych. Tommy deals the killing blow. And we find out that it's not Jason at all, but Roy Burns, who's actually the father of the kid who was killed in the beginning of the film. Joey. There were a couple of telltale signs that gave away that this wasn't the real Jason. First off, the mask had no cuts in it. There was no damage to his body, but you could write that up to him being invincible, I guess. He's a lot smaller than the real Jason. The mask has blue chevrons instead of red. And there are other things. So he just used the Jason persona to exact his revenge. We then get another ominous ending, which makes it look like Tommy just might be taking over the mantle of Jason after all. Friday the 13th Part 5 has some good kills and some good characters, but really isn't as good as the last installment. The acting is just fine, but the characters are subpar. Except the actors that play Tommy, Ethel, Burns, and Reggie's uncle. But I promise that in the next installment, the series returns to all of its bloody glory and could possibly be the best film in the entire series. But until then, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.